how to write a song. Well, first of all, I want to tell you there's a lot of ways to write a song. And technically there are no rules to writing a song. But there are a couple of reasons to stay kind of within a few lines. Guidelines. Not rules, but guidelines when you're writing. And a couple of things I do to kind of goad myself into a better constructed song. I'm a pretty formulaic songwriter, but there's a reason for that. When you write a song, you want it to be about 70% predictable. And that allows people to hook into it a little easier. But you also want to leave some surprises. Some places that the song goes lyrically that people didn't expect. Some places that the song goes in a key or musically that they didn't expect. And surprise them just enough to make it challenging and interesting, but not so challenging that they can't follow it. Now, 70% predictable, how do you even calculate that? I don't have the formula. Maybe I'll work it out sometime. Perhaps Barry DeVorzon can help me with that one of these days. But, the idea is to have it just predictable enough, but just interesting enough that the average person can kind of get it the first time through, but they want to hear it again and want to hear the odd changes and the surprises in it. So there's a couple things that I do. I typically write in an accepted structure, which is what people are expecting. And I typically keep the song pretty much in the same key unless there's a modulation for a surprise. That means I change the whole key up to maybe raise it up and raise it up and raise it up. That's modulation. I generally try to write in 4/4 or 3/4. I'd say about 95% or more in 4/4 because that's the rhythm that people are expecting. You do something in 7/8 and you might get them there. There's a few songs that have done it, but or 5/4. Like there's I think 3, maybe 4 songs of significance in 5/4. But it's rare, and so why place yourself in a position of having to climb that hill unless you really want to do something out there and more experimental. So those are some things. Oh, I like to rhyme because that also sets expectations up. Typically I'm going to write in verse, chorus, and maybe a bridge, and maybe a chorus, and I'm done. Or I'm going to put a line at the end of a verse that I come back to each time I come to the end of a verse. So it might go verse, verse, bridge, verse, out. And if I don't do that, I at least want to bookend it, start with something and finish with it, somehow make this song feel like it comes back to a point that people expect it to come back to. And that's a little bit about kind of setting the structure and why I do it. It's not because it's the easy way out. It's because it's a much better way to hook the listener into listening to you. So that's how I get started, and we're going to keep going. So I'm Ryan Michael Galloway. We don't need no stinkingrecordcompany.com, and we'll be back.